Hey y'all, we haven't done an update video blog in a long time, so we wanted to do one because we're coming up on the congregational meeting and the new fiscal year. So I'm going to talk about 5 things as fast as I can. The first is some of you might be wondering, Nick, from the inside, how is the church doing? Because it's hard to tell now that we've gone to 2 services. Did we just halve in size, or what's going on? The best thing I can tell you is over the last 2 years, when we look at all the sort of attendance and everything, is over the last 2 years we've consistently grown at about 6%. That's really all. So it seems like we're growing at a really good, healthy, normal pace where people really can get to know each other. We're not blowing up too fast, and we're not declining. It seems pretty good. So that's really all, and budgets are fine, and that's all. Secondly is staff plan. One of the things we've been talking about is as we start to rebuild a staff team here at High Point, what needs to happen? What's the next thing? And the elders debated for a really long time whether the next thing was to take the youth ministry position full-time and have a full-time youth pastor that could devote themselves entirely to our youth, or whether or not we should have an associate pastor who is here to develop all the different ministry staff and departments so that everything comes up rather than just one thing jumping way up. And as the elders debated this, we decided that the associate pastor thing is the thing we need to do first. So we're starting a search basically for an associate pastor of development. We're looking for a seasoned, well-experienced pastor who can develop the areas that need direct development, hospitality, and organized service, and then small groups with John, those 3 areas focus-wise, and then help develop children's and youth staff as well. And so we're starting that search now. We've budgeted for that person mid-September, which would put off a full-time youth pastor, we think, probably until the end of next summer. But that's still good news that we might have a full-time youth pastor then too. Third thing is, one of the things we try to figure out is that we used to apparently at High Point Church have like a budget that like, here's what we know we can do, and then here's the budget we think we can do. It's the faith budget. And then we had to pick which one we were going to ratify. And since I got here and the elder board that I've been working with, we wanted to be really financially conservative in the sense that we wanted to be really practical. We wanted to have a financial reserve for unexpected things that happen and all of that. So in one sense we want to be conservative, but in another sense we want to say, hey look, if we're all generous together and we push ourselves further, what can we do as a congregation? So here's what we're planning on doing. We're going to have a budget, and then we're going to say, here's what we would do with the next $100,000. If the church gave more than the budget, here are the next 10 priorities and what we would do with the next $100,000. So you would know exactly what would happen if we as a church sort of overgave from the more conservative budget towards what we were dreaming we might be able to do. And that way, there's no guilt. Oh, you're not making the budget, and oh, we've made these promises to people that we can't fulfill. It's not that. It's just, if we make this, and here's what we can do. And wouldn't that be awesome? So I think that'll be both inspiring and challenging, but yet not guilt-based. But I think it'll move towards health rather than something else. Number 4. I want to talk to you about the internship program so far. Some of you know one of my dreams of being a senior pastor and a lead pastor is I want to lead a teaching church, a church where we take what God is doing among some of these 20-year-old leaders coming out of universities and so on, who God has really touched, and connect them to the ministry of the local church that they will transition into and most of them will serve in. And so we've had 3 interns this year, including Adam and Kristen and Jen, and it's been really cool to see them. I just found out today that they've reached their support raising levels, which is really cool to see. People have been giving, and they really care about this. The plan for next year is Adam Darbone. We've offered to keep him on for another year if he can recruit the equivalent of 3 full-time interns and manage an internship program while he starts to go to seminary, which is going to be great for him and really great for us. And so far, that internship, the intern recruitment for those 3 full-time interns is going pretty well. We've got 2 yeses for full-time people for a year, and we're pretty close on a couple others. We're really hoping we get that 3rd one soon. 5th, some people have asked how the Gibsons are doing. The Gibsons have a very full plate. We've got another kid coming that was unexpected that we're going to be so happy about really soon. We're still working through that emotionally a little bit. The church is doing well, but there's a lot of stuff going on with the school merger and stuff going on here with our elder board and changes that we're trying to make and preaching every week and going all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot on our plate, a lot on my plate and Lexi's plate. But we're really glad for this last year. We think this last year was a great year, and we're looking for a really good one and the next one coming up. So I hope that was helpful. Put some comments down below on things you'd like to hear about in the next one, and we'll try to oblige that as best we can. All right, see you later.